Hello everyone, Mrs. Gigi here, and I hope that I once again have made this right this time. Let's see what you can see. I realized this with the camera and everything, but I hope this is working. So let's go into what we are going to do today. We are going to see, the lighting isn't as good as it's supposed to be, but I hope you can see. We are going to do a couple of things. At first, I wanted to do something with the weekly challenge in my group. The word for this week is sun. So I am going to make a bright kind of thing today. Actually going to use some watercolors. And oh, hello Alison, welcome. I'm going to create some brightness today, and actually haven't thought a lot about it, but I felt we needed some brightness, and as I haven't created this week's challenge in my group and used the word sun, I'm going to create a little bit of a something. Let's see, we'll just make a base here. Don't want that. And then put a little bit of an orange into it as well. And I have a little bit of a clue what I want to do, but I haven't got exactly. Let's see, we need more water. Can you tell that we have animals here in the in our house? There are cat hair all over. She likes to lay here on my table because the table's right up to the window, so she has her little spot here to look outside on everything. The front yard with all the birds. Let's see if we can take that little hair off. And I hope it's not too glary. I'm trying to figure this thing out with the new camera and everything, and realizes that it's a little bit of a difference. Let's see. Sometimes when I create grow on how I want it to be. Do you have a robin? Oh, are you like outside? Or has, wow. It's kind of cool to have a hand fed of that kind of bird. we meet ourselves. What if this is turning out to be more like fire, maybe? Let's see what we want to do with it. It's a little bit of... I'm actually just thinking right now, I'm going to draw a little bit. So I hope you had a lovely day so far. And as you know, my day is coming to an end. Oh, how cute! What he comes to you to be fed. That is really cute. You know, we had a bird, but that was like inside in a cage and everything. At least nighttime, he was actually, of course, indoors because he was an indoor bird. But he was flying around everywhere when I was a child, and he was. Let's think about it. He was actually, was he 16 or 17 when he died? Just from nowhere, actually. He just fell down and died on us. So, but he was old. A little, I don't know what you call them. Is it budgie or? So I think, I feel like I want to make it like a sun coming from here or in some sort. Actually just wanted to create something. And that's the beauty with creation. At least that is how I view it. You don't have to have, anything prepared other than a word like today. So we'll have to erase some of the strokes here. That is incredible that you can even have him like eating from your hand if he's a wild bird. It's lovely, those cute little birds. I actually have to appreciate all those cute animals around in nature. I love nature. Sometimes I actually go straight into any forest. We have a couple of like big forests around where I live. I'll just go straight into it, like standing there and just embracing everything. And so that is really, really nice. So I'm just going to help my daughter here with something. What do we want to do with this? Do we need some words? Or it's a little bit of I realize that I have to invest in some of those, I don't know, the heat tools. I've looked into many of them, and I don't really know which one to choose. There are so many, but I realized that I really have to have one, or like have to have one is a thing, but you know, it would be kind of nice to have one. And I'm actually going to write. I feel like I want to write something up on this. And for me, I haven't really decided if I want to write it in Swedish or in English. When I thought about sun as a word, I think about, of course, the one thing that comes to mind is a sunflower. And oh, you use a hair dryer. Yeah, I'm not using one myself. I might be able to use my daughter sometime. I'm actually have looked into. I think it's called Heat It. It's the Tim Holtz one. It's a little bit more quiet than the other ones. I'm not going to use it for embossing on or anything like that. So that was why I was thinking about just have it like on a low speed kind of thing. Let's see. I almost feel like I want to write in big letters all over it, really. Let's see if we can create something. I have a couple of papers here beside me. And I think I am going to, let's see. It's almost like you want to embrace the warmth in the sun. At least, like for me right now, it's like we have had months and months of darkness here in Sweden. It always like that in the winter time, and as of 1 week, maybe 1.5 week, the sun is coming up, because there has been gray and the cloudiness and darkness, because we always have that in winter time. And when looking into spring, it's actually kind of early this year. You have to have those nice sun, just look up at the sun and enjoy it in a way. Hello, Jen, welcome. But I'm not going to use it as an emboss, like to emboss with. I have like embossing things, but I never use them. Literally never use them. So I've had them for like 5 or 6 years, and I'm realizing that I'm not really going to use them ever. I'm actually going to have it like this. See, is it dry enough? I think it is, but I'm going to try like this. Actually going to write it in Swedish. It says Njut. You can't really see it here. Let's look into it. I have to have it in gold. the N. I think it's showing up on screen better like this. Enjoy, njut. And what more can we have as a word? And we can use warmth. I'm going to have warmth, but I'm going to write it in Swedish. This. I love this time of year, especially when you've had those like grey days and you wake up in the morning and see the beautiful sunshine and all the birds, of course. And let's see about the, I don't know if I want to have 3 or 4 words. Sunshine. Is a good one, but I want to have it like a little deeper in a way than that. And I don't know if I want to have it. Let's see. I'm going to write it down here, I think. And there it's not really coming to me, so I'm going to fill these in with a little thicker of a pen, or actually the thickest that I have in black, this one. So I really wanted to show up. And I'm also going to do a little bit of a doodling thing here inside of these. I think, or at least I am going to attempt to do it. I've thought about it quite a lot because I usually at my streams like this, I have the streams in English because then I know that everybody can understand. But sometimes I'm actually feeling like I want to have Swedish involved in some ways. And I haven't quite figured that out, really. I don't know how I'm going to do it, or if I'm even going to do it. So I might be like streaming in Swedish or do videos in Swedish, but haven't decided upon how I want to have it. So I'm just going to doodle a little bit here inside these. And I'm realizing when I did the challenge be tags and then realized that it could really be any art creation of whatever you like. So that is why I made it like this. I'm going to make it like this on this one. And let's see, do we want to have the traditional like that? At least start like a traditional kind of thing. I don't know if it's going to end like that, but probably not. And that is me with everything I create, really. I often go back to it and adding things because I feel like that is the art for me, or the creation for me, is kind of a process that never ends, really. It's really, it might be strange, but it's kind of a process. So what are we going to do more than that? We can make, let's look into going to do a little bit of a traditional thing like this, maybe. Let's see, like smaller. Actually going to just going straight down in the middle, or somewhat in the middle. And then I have to think about it. Let's see, we will have to do it like that. Like every other. So that could be one. Going to do some squares in this, just to have it like a little bit more filled in a way. Still thinking about that third word that I'm going to write. Yeah, that's absolutely, that is really a thing. Just to go back and forth, and that is also why I have so many projects going on, really. There are so many projects. So let's look into what else to do. We need to have two more kind of fun patterns. What if going, I've, you know me, I like, those circles and things. So I think I'm going to, at least for this one, going to make a little bit of a bubbly theme. Just going straight up like this. Trying to do some fun in this picture. And as I told you before, for those of you who are new to my channel, I have for many years used my art as a process kind of thing. So it has become very important to me to just do something in a way, just the actual process of making things. So I could actually have, as of right now, I have a big canvas with little blobs, just really nothing. But then I hope I'm going to be able to show you later this spring, because I realized when, you know, I like to have really big canvases, and I'm not going to be able to show you like this. So let's see what I did a painting of the Japanese artist you did on the stream. Oh, yeah. She has done so many, might be strange, but she is all about circles, and she has done loads of statues and things like that. So I like her kind of, it's really not um um it's really in a way nothing, and in a way it's all because she had, I haven't really read what it was, but it was kind of like a psychosis or like schizophrenia kind of, or maybe bipolar. I think it might be like she was bipolar or something, but she described her world through the circles. So that was kind of interesting to me. Let's see, what do we want to do with the last one there? There are, let me just think, what if we're just going to do little bubbles like this? Just to have her represented in a way, and really the circles, or in this case kind of a bubbly theme, because I like that so much. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the streamer here on YouTube. Her name is Janet ATC, and she streams every Monday. And I am actually going to make her ATC pick 7, I think the name of it was, that she decided on. I'm going to make it out after this. Now the third word. I know what I want to write, but I want to have it like in Swedish. My monthly word for a devotional I do every Saturday on this channel is shine, and the Swedish version of the word is skina. I'm going to write just a little bit of an angle here. Let's see. and that is also, of course, connected to the sun in a way. So this will be as of right now. If we might go back to this later in the stream, this will be the creation for the weekly challenge in my group, number 5. And in this case, I've used the sun as actually the colors and, you know, the shine and everything like that. So I will maybe go back to this later. So now we have to, let's see, we have to create ourselves an ATC, or let's see if I have one. I think I have one prepared. I'm going to actually use playing card, because that is easier in a way. So I know that she on her live used 7 things, and then she as she said, she needed a bit of color, or at least she felt like she needed a little bit of color. So, and that is what she added. So 7 plus 1, and she, for the first prompt, the first prompt was ribbon and yarn, and I have this. I think I'm going to actually sew something on it or use this in some way, because, you know, you can see there are loads of little bits and pieces. I'm actually going to use it. Let's cut it down to size a little bit, and as I sometimes do, I actually poke some holes, and in this case I'm actually going to poke some holes on one side. I'm actually just going to use the needle and take it through and make a knot. Now this fun project begins with, you know, being able to actually thread the needle itself. But that one was okay. So I'm going to actually just create a little bit of a knot and begin like that. Let's see, we need ourselves some more of these holes. And more thread or yarn. In this case, it's actually embroidery floss, but no, I don't mind. They need to be used. This is the time when you realize this video is going to be like 5 hours long because of the threading process. Let's actually make it a little bit thinner. And in that, I mean, I hope at least it's going to be easier to thread. This wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. See, we will poke it through. Oh, that was only 2. Okay, I don't mind. This will be the result. Make a knot. And I'm thinking that I'm only just going to make some knots like this on the edge of that card. Let's see if we can, this is a little bit thicker in a way, it's easier to use like this. Make a knot again. And let's see, we have purple. So I don't know about you, if you make ATC cards. It's really new to me. Actually, I'll have for the last month or so, I've been looking into ATCs more, but that was because my son gave me his baseball card album. And he came to me like, "Mom, I think you want this." And then I realized that I've heard something about the ATC kind of thing. And now I'm trying to fill it up with fun things. This I really do need to do a little bit more of concentrating, I think. And I do have other colors, so I might go to those really. Let's see. It's almost like I felt I needed loads of colors up here in the corner. Let's add a yellow one. This one was quite... You have a smaller piece of that, I think. It's easier to use. So the next one, the next prompt that is actually sew. And I don't know if you can say like a combination of sew and ribbon or yarn, or in this case embroidery floss, and in some cases actually crochet yarn could be sewn on, because in a way I've done that. Let's see, we need ourselves a couple more. I'm actually going to add lots more, but it would be a kind of long video and maybe a little bit boring for you to see. So this will just be the beginning phase. And let's see. Like that. I'm going to cut this one off a little bit with all the rest there. There we have them. I don't really know what to call it, but I felt like I needed. Oh, hello, Rebecca. This is yeah, exactly like Alison wrote. Pick 7 + 1 ATC card that Janet Nash made today. So the first prompt is ribbon or yarn, and the second one is sew. I had this one laying here on my table, and you know, that isn't exactly ribbon or yarn. I can actually use this tiny little bit of ribbon, but felt like I needed to have some, in this case, embroidery floss like this. And the next one, I have all the prompts, and I usually want to go in the order which the prompts are presented to me, but I think, let's see, we need to do something about the glossiness of the card. And now you might think, where did she have the nail file? And I don't have it here. Let's see. So it says so as the prompt number 2. If I'm actually going to sew that one on. In a way. Now we have to look into how we're going to make this happen. Or if it's even possible. Might not be. But I'm going to try. Let's see, let's use a smaller needle, or even let's my craft knife like this. In this case, I need to say that be careful if you want to try this thing out. I don't know if it's going to work, so this is a trial and error kind of thing. Let's see if I want to have it all the way through. That might be a little bit easier. I think that this will work. And of course, the ribbon. Fingers crossed. It will actually go up and down. To go to the back side of it again. I can't really imagine this. This little ribbon has been laying here since Christmas. Actually, I used this as a tag topper, this ribbon, for the tags in my December journal. So you never know when you're going to use your stash that you have. Let's see, we'll have to go back and do something about this. It's almost like you are a kind of a moral support kind of thing. You never know. The back side of it was really cool. What if I'm actually going to do the back side of it as the front and put it? Look at that. That was really cool, wasn't it? Going to try another of these. And the second to last one. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Sew, ribbon, yarn. Yeah, that is a combination of that thing. The third one is add a die cut. Let's see. We have those tiny little people from Tim Holtz. I have them on my table. Let's look into some of them. I'll have to look into if I want to have that side. Maybe 1 to 2. There are so many cute little people in his die cuts. Oh, this one is so cute. He is really, really cute. So I'm like adding more and more and more die cuts. Oh, it's really, I hope it's not too unfocused for you. He is a little bit too big. I'm going to look into having him on the other side. Have I taken the wrong size there maybe? Because have I already used him? I think I have. Let's look into actually using it like that. I do love him, but I don't think we are. I think I've already used him in another project. Staple something, let's see. I'm going to Let's see, do we want them on that side? Now, I think we're going to go with the side that I had before. Let's look into this blurriness of mine. I see that it's not really focusing. Let's see, where are you, camera? Come on, please. It's such a delay. I don't know if it's my bad situation with the internet or if it's so blurry. I'm so sorry. And I've actually tried to use YouTube. It's getting blurrier. But YouTube, I don't know what about YouTube. It's really, really strange when using YouTube. That might be a little bit better for you. I need to learn YouTube streaming. Really have to. Staple something. Staple. What can we staple? We do have. Well, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. I was about to say. Let's just staple those with the mini Timol's mini touch, or these. Oh, what's the name again? Staple those to place. And the fifth one is add circles. I do have this sponge. What if I'm going to actually punch out some circles and add to the background? That is kind of strange, but it might work. Let's look into it so that we in a way can also cover the part under. Let's take a couple more. Let's see, I have this blue also. This is watercolor paper, so it's a little bit thicker. Thought that one might be because I've done those before. That might be really nice actually to have little bit of a green blue theme behind. Take that one instead. You know, you can't get enough circles for any projects really, but let's see, what if we're just going to cover it like that? I think I'm going to glue these ones down. Just going to put them down like this. Do I really want to have it down here? I feel like I want to cover the, yeah, I want to have it under to cover the playing card in a way. Also going to let it dry before actually cutting it to size. So that one wouldn't be, do I have to like hold it down like this the whole time? I don't know. Let's just do it for a little bit. And let's see, we have added circles. And we need to add yellow. Yellow. How are we going to do that? Was my first thought, but it might be. Let's look into actually adding a little bit of yellow to her dress there. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow. Fingers crossed this will work. To have her dress painted up in yellow. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually showing up quite well. And I'm using the lid of the acrylic paint. Let's put her bow in the yellow color as well. And now, as the last prompt, fun or challenging, depending on how you see it, the last prompt is collage with scraps that you have on your desk. I do have scraps on my desk, but if I want to collage with them on this one, I don't know. Let's look into it. Going to put things aside here. What about looking into little bits and pieces that I have? It's going to be really small pieces for this one. What about adding? I feel like it needs something there, maybe. And then realizing that I really have to add something else because I want the circles to pop. What about? This is the thing with the challenge like this. Let's see. I'm going to think of this as a kind of a rose bush or something like that. Going to put it glued down behind there. Let's see, I'll have to think about how long I want it to be. And then on that one here, let's see about that. It will come to its final and nice kind of look at the end of it. That's the thing with this. Let's see if we can put ourselves some glue. I really do need to use this glue. It's not Fabri-Tac, but it's kind of it's fabric glue, and it's easier to use, but it's the Swedish version of Fabri-Tac because we don't have Fabri-Tac here. Let's see. I'll have to, and then the size of this, like that. Let's see, we have this blue little flower. What if we're just going to cut this one out and put it somewhere? Because it's kind of sad to see it. I'll let it go. Felt like, yeah, I'm going to pop it. I'm going to put it up there behind, like that. And what else? We can add something else. We have this green, but I don't know if I'm going to use it. We have this one. This is something that I've used when I made my little Happy Mail things. What if just going to put... I feel like I want to add one thing, and that of any prompts or anything like that. but I want to have a circle like this on these, just to have them show up a little bit more, or just to have something more on them, just rather than just leave them with nothing. So collage it was. I'm going to put more thread up there, but I feel like we need something up there in the corner. I have this little one, but that is pink. If it was blue or something like that, I would use it immediately. We have this little thing. Let's create something out of this. What if I'm just going to add that one there? We're going to cut it down to size. Like that. And I'm actually going to write a little bit of that, or at least put a number down, because this is the second one of these kind of ATCs that Janet has made. So I'm going to put down number 2 on this one. Number 2. So this is actually so far the result of the ATC. Let's look into if I actually can cut it down to size a little bit more. And this ATC, that is a little bit of a ongoing thing for me. I need to learn. Let's see, what if I'm going to try to do the last little stitch here with the ribbon. And go one more. Let's see if we can create one more of these holes down here. Hello, Roy, nice to see you. Hope you had a lovely day yesterday. Let's see, this needle is the needle that I'm going to use from now on. I know it's too big, but I usually use this when making holes and sewing in signatures. So this will have to represent the ATC number that Janet has made. So it's kind of fun in a way to do. I have to go on the back side of this to actually in one way or another. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm just going to glue this ribbon down and of course attach more of this. I don't know why, but I really like it like this. Oh no, this glue, I have to glue it down better. Let's see, put it down. I want it to be there. And then glue, you can't get enough glue really. And this is better. And one might think, why didn't I think of that at the first time? This is the kind of, sorry for me blowing, but I know that this is the kind of glue that you have to be, it has to be really, really tacky, and then it's really good. I have to put a little bit more glue up here to secure that one. And let's see. We will let it dry. So the result of the tag will be like this. Oh, did you get the doll tag that she made, Roy? Creepy flat doll. Oh my. No. That would be nice to see, actually. I love to see all your creations that you do. It's really fun. Have to put this ATC aside to dry a little bit, and then I will have, you know, more scraps to use. You can't get enough scraps, can you? We'll put that one aside. And now I'm actually thinking about, I saw a picture of a statue from an artist called Frank Stella, and I don't know, I am going to make something like create shapes really, so that is what I'm going to do, and cut them out and do some kind of creation with it. And I know that I'm going to put it up on my IG account. The fun thing with this was that it wasn't really anything. Oh, hello Tina, nice to see you. This creation that I saw just wasn't like anything really, or it was really interesting to see, but it was also a bit strange, and the whole thing was just different shapes. So I'm actually going to create them, or I'm going to create more of them, not just these that you see here. And then I hopefully have a little bit of a creation later on. I think I'm going to make it quite big, so this, and I will put this one on the wall in my craft room. Like this. And I haven't really decided the actual colors is really bright, but I don't know if I'm really going to do extreme bright or just a little bit like this. So that was more like, of course, that was the creation I saw was really big, like in, it was actually placed in a pond, but I felt like I need to have something small up on my wall, and this is actually going to be like a three-dimensional kind of thing. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with me and everyone else in the chat for a while, Roy. Me and my creations, they are kind of strange in a way sometimes. And I know that I've said it to you before, but I have, and I really mean it when I say it, I have so much trouble with paint on my fingers, and sometimes I actually feel like I need to have, almost like when you are like a little child finger painting, that kind of art is really a nice kind and fun kind of art to me. But then again, this finger painting thing is not my cup of tea. See, I think I want it a little bit more bright green, this light green. And I usually fill this out with a fine liner, black fine liner, or anything like that, but I'm not sure that I want to do it this time. And I have it in my head exactly how I want it to be. Not with the shapes and everything, but the fun thing will will it actually look like I imagine it to be? And I think it will. But a smaller version. And then of course, we need some yellow. Yellow is bright and a fun color. Almost looking like kind of swatches, this thing, and you can actually use it like that. But not in this case. This is going to be a totally different kind of thing. We need to have that orange a little bit more bright orange to show up a little bit more. And then we have this. This is a kind of a light pink. I don't really know if this is actually going to show up on camera, but I hope it will. It's almost like a peachy kind of color. So I will let those dry, and I will actually make some more. On a new sheet of paper, because in this case I know that we are going to need many of these different kind of and again the shapes isn't the any exact thing or so. I'm just making them, just trying to have as many shapes as possible, really. And then again, colors. Oh, sorry. That wasn't meant to be. Let's see. I'm actually going to cut these out and create the I don't know what you're going to call it, kind of creation, or yeah, I don't really know. I want it to be much more of a deeper pink. And let's use this. This is supposed to be a kind of a gold, but I think it's more like a mustardy kind of yellow. But in real life, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera. Really, it's kind of a shimmer to this, so I think the original thought for it is really gold kind of look. We need ourselves some darker green. And I'm going to actually have this as a three-dimensional kind of thing, so this will be an ongoing project for me. This one is actually looking somewhat like a swimming pool. A little darker would be nice. To put some of the darker. And then we need ourselves some brown. Any color really. It's just going to be many colors and in some ways bright colors, but in others not so bright. And what more? We could actually take a little bit of a blackish or even gray more. I'm not really sure I want to have really black. This is gray, so this will be nice. And then we need ourselves some bright yellow again. And I don't know about you, but tomorrow, I don't know if you have seen it in my group on Facebook, but tomorrow me and one of my friends from the group, I'm actually going to make a little bit of a live appearance on YouTube. So that is a little bit of a surprise, but it's going to be fun. And it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you who want to see. So it would be nice to have you. A little bit of a surprise kind of thing. So, I won't really talk too much about it because I do really want it to be a surprise. So if you want my YouTube channel tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called, or then I've thought about the name, but it's going to be called Friends Day on a Wednesday, because it is Wednesday. So I'm really thrilled to be able to do it, but I hope I will see some of you there tomorrow. So these I'm going to cut out and have to figure out. I have an idea because I want to put this up on the wall, and I want it to be 3-dimensional. So I haven't really thought exactly how I want to do it, but I can cut them out. That I will definitely start by doing. And I really want them to have this really black border. like this. Let's see. In a way, I'm thinking that I might want to put a wire behind all these. Let's see. I want them to be shaped different kind of shapes. So I'm have to cut them out and look into it, because I really want them to stand out from the wall. So my thought on it was just to glue or do something with the wire behind. Let's see. It might not be a problem without a wire. We'll have to look into it. I'm actually going to continue this specific project even on Thursday, because I know that I'm not going to be able to finish it today. At least not the way that I am thinking it should be. I'm thinking something like, like this. Haven't really decided on how to exactly fit them together, but I want them to stand out from the wall. And for those of you who know Frank Stella or have seen creations, you know exactly what I aim to do with these. Let's see. Actually cut a little bit too much of the black away there. Let's cut this last one of these. I don't know if it's the colors that I like, or if it's the shapes. The shapes that these are created to do. I can't really tell you, but I like the way that these are looking. Kind of an abstract way of seeing things. And after this, the thing with actually be able to compose the whole thing. It's also a challenge, but I'm going to put these aside, and I have shaped them a bit, so I can't lay them flat, and I won't lay them flat, but I will put them aside. And actually make this bigger ones as well. And for me, the aim is actually just to have loads of color and a fun way of displaying them. Because I've been thinking about it. I actually saw a creation on Facebook Marketplace. You know, the creation that kids do, the first painting of sorts, the first thing they make in kindergarten or things like that. That is usually just a couple of strokes and nothing else really. Or maybe, you know, the classical kind of figure or human kind of that kids do. But usually it's just a couple of strokes and they come home and you're like, as a parent, like, oh, this is so nice. I need to save it as the first painting or the first creation. That is how I see art in a way. It's like that's the best art. Because sometimes I feel like we are influenced. I don't know. Of course, it's good to have like be inspired by everyone. I love that, to be able to look here on YouTube of all your creations and be inspired by that. But to me, the real art is the kind of art that has not been influenced by anything really, just by you creating. And then for those of you who saw my my hop video for 4th Art Saturday, I talked a little bit about the process of making art. That is also art. And I'm not talking about, you know, I love to see people do like really nice paintings, really really nice anything really. You know, I love, for example, the paintings that Kathy Arbor, and you know, there are loads of really good artists out in the community, but for me, I think at least that it's, and that might be because I've used art as a therapy form. I think that art is coming from deep within you in a way. Because for me, I have so many things to tell in my art pieces, not specifically the way that I'm actually going to talk about them, but because it has been a way for me to express myself. Not particularly these videos or my creations up on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, but just last like 3 years, I think it is right now. And it for me, my creations has really changed. And it has been a good thing for me to really have been able to change them. So this, for example, might be a little bit of an abstract kind of way to make creations or your art piece, but it's fun. Yeah, it's it might be a little deep for some of you, but to me it's really important to express myself through my art and also just create for the fun of it. I have, in fact, as a result of my last years, my last, let's see, it's been 7 years. I've had to stop working 7 years ago, and for the last 7 years I've actually like literally thrown so many of my old art pieces, because in a way I couldn't stand them, and it also represented a part of my life that I wasn't really pleased with or didn't like at all, really. So today art is a totally different thing, but it has made me good. So just for a quickie, let's look into what you can do with these. I think I'm going to be able to have these, because I've painted them on watercolor paper, it's thicker paper, I can actually go without the wire in them. So I have to figure out a way to do something. I have a little bit of a thought, but this will be a continuous kind of thing. So I will not finish it on Thursday, I think, but I will continue it on Thursday. Hello, Janet. Look what I've done with the prompts from today, from your ATC pick 7 plus 1, I think it was. Oh, sorry, haven't really looked into Please focus. Is it focused? No, not at all. Maybe it's better for you to have it down here. I'm going to add, I created, as you were supposed to use ribbon or yarn or things like that as the prompt, I decided to create this, but I'm going to change it up a little bit. Take a needle again. I'm just going to fill it up a little bit. I felt it need a something on the side. That. Need ourselves some more. I have loads of little bits and pieces like that. Yeah, which you were supposed to add yellow, so I painted her dress yellow and her little bow in her hair as well. Let's see if we can use this one and tie it. Doing it a really, not really kind of a fancy thing. I'm just going to not do a little knot on these. And I don't know, maybe like create a little bit of a tab or something. I felt like it needed something. And what if we're going to put us a little bit of more of this light green? I have so many bits and pieces. I did go through a bin here at the weekend. Realized there are so many things, so many things. So I have to use them up. Let's see, do we need ourselves a little knot there? This one I'm actually think I'm going to do a double knot like that. And feel like I need a little bit more of a yellow. I don't know about yellow. Yellow is a really nice color. It's bright and happy. That might be the thing. So if we can go through here and create that little knot. And then I'm going to cut them down to size these. Because this one, for example, will be really long. Oh, of course, I took the paper scissors. Like that. I think so. That will be the you almost like feel when you have the right amount of fabric or in this case embroidery floors or whatever it is. Absolutely a spring color, definitely is. That and green, I think. So what if, let's look into this one. We made this today also. I'm looking into if I want to add something. I don't really know if I want to do that. And now the final thing for today, and that is a thing that I'm going to continue on Thursday as well. I said last week that I wanted to create flowers for spring or flowers throughout March. I have taken fabric pieces, and I'm actually going to create a flower today with the help of these. And let's look into what color we are going to use, at least for the first one of these. I think we are going to use, let's look into this one. I'm actually just going to make a little bit of a thing on the, no, I have to do it on this because otherwise I won't be able to see it. A little bit of a leaf kind of shapey thing here, just so I have something to look into when I'm going to make this. I'm going to leave it thicker like this and not do anything to the thread. And then start to do the first petal of this particular flower, the flower of this week. So this will actually be, let's see, we will start at the bottom here. And then actually go up like this. So we will look into how we are going to make it. This will be almost like the kind of surprise, as much of a surprise to me as for you, because usually I don't plan these kinds of things, and I don't have anything planned for this one. Let's see. I wish I had those loop, I don't even know the name of it, the kind of holder, the ring kind of thing, but I have to do it like this for now. It might be a little bit easier with the holder, or I know it would be that, but this will have to do. So we are going to create the outer kind of, let's see, the outer part of the petal. And for this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to somehow attach a wire, because I want to be able to shape the whole thing. Thank you so much, Janet, for that word. It's kind of interesting sometimes. At the end of the day, my brain can't really find any words, kind of. Not even Swedish ones. So it's not because of its like a second language or anything like that. It's almost like, oh, I need to sleep now, Mrs. Gigi, kind of thing that my brain is telling me. And of course, it's different kind of day, you know, some days it's worse than others. I can imagine that some of you might understand. So this, as the other one, the creation, or whatever you would like to call it, it's going to be the weak thing for me. So let's see, it's coming together quite nice, this. I like that you can actually see what I've sewn so far, the brightness of this color thread. Because that is actually a part of it as well. It's kind of late. I know I will be up for a couple of hours, but then this will actually be, after the live stream. I'm actually just doing things that isn't like a brain activity kind of thing. It might be strange, but it's the kind of thing that doesn't really involve anything hard in a way. So I have thought about this that was actually a part of me, like planning when to live stream. And then realized, oh, I have to do it night, like late time for me, for you to be able to see. So otherwise it will be like in the middle of the night or a very early morning if I was going to be able to actually be on the live stream with you. Because sometimes, when all of you are live streaming, I'm on the ongoing things in life, usually as of right now at the hospital and things like that. So that would have been kind of strange to have live stream at the hospital. And that is also why I love replays so much. Replays are that is really nice to have. So let's see. Soon this will be kind of a thing, at least. I think I'm going to add the metal somehow on the back side of this, or if I'm actually going to use the sewing machine, because I found this is actually a kind of wire that you use when doing like I'm thinking about dangles and things like that for your journal, or even like other kind of things. And I was thinking about attaching it somehow at the back. And for that to be able to do it, I don't know if I can do it by hand, so I might be able to do it with the sewing machine's help. And we are actually becoming friends, me and my sewing machine. So that is really nice. I didn't really realize that I was actually going to be friends with my sewing machine in the near future, if you like to say it like that. But it wasn't my plan. But I find it really nice to do things with it. Oh, his neck is, it's acting up on him. He is probably as good as it's going to get in a little while, I think. Because it's really bad right now. So it's kind of, I know it's not really funny, but it's kind of fun in a way to see him. Poor thing. When you have really stiff neck and then trying to do whatever things, really, you have to like look around or do anything, and you can't really turn your head or do anything like you're supposed to. I don't know. It's not funny, but it looks kind of fun. I know. Sometimes it's kind of it's better to laugh than cry. Because you know, you can of course cry, but it's not. It's better to laugh. Let's see what I was thinking about the part of it going back. There are so many strange things happening right now with everyone, and part of it, at least, some of you on your streams have talked about mental health and things like that, and yeah, I don't know, this pandemic thing, it's not good at all for your mental health, in my opinion. I know that they have talked, and they, in this case, is the government. Talked about the mental health for kids today. Actually had a press conference about that specific problem with the pandemic going on and all this digital schooling thing, and you're not supposed, or you're not able to do any activities for the kids. So there was a lot of talk about that on the news and in the newspapers today. We are going to create ourselves, I hope anyway, a little petal, and then think about the next part of it, how to attach the metal thread on the back side. I was at the beginning kind of thinking about sewing it in here, some of it anyway, but I don't know if that was possible, so we will do it. As I always think about it, sometimes it's like, oh, the end result is going to be good. The the way to the end result is a totally different story, because you'll never know. No one will notice. The end result will be good. Let's see. We'll come up a little bit on this as well. I'm actually going to continue this one afterwards as well, because this is just the first one, and of course I'm not going to kind of stitch, just felt this particular one they needed that. Now when thinking about it, I don't really know the name of this stitch. I know that I don't know if it was it you, Janet, who taught or had a tutorial on this, or yeah, health issues is a big thing, especially nowadays. Let's see. And for those of you, oh, what has happened here? For those of you who don't know, I will be on tomorrow again. Just a little bit, just not as long as a live stream as this one. Just a fun little thing at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think, is that 3 o'clock for you, Janet? I think so. I know this has twisted itself quite a bit. What has happened? Can anyone explain? Oh. This time zone thing is a really... I wish there was and then realized, I think, is it next weekend? I think that at least in the US, or part of the US, is changing to daylight saving times there. And then I don't know about you, Janet, but here in Sweden we have that changing in daylight savings is 28th of March, I think it is. So yet again, there is a difference. So, this thread is really twisting on itself. Let's see what happened. So at least as of right now, I have the time is 10 a.m. Eastern, and might be changed after the daylight savings for everyone. I know that, and that is also a thing. I know that not every part of the world has this daylight saving. I actually think that not every state in the US has the daylight savings as well. I don't know about that, but I think I've read that somewhere that not all the states has this daylight savings. And for me here in Sweden, I think it's the last time, actually, the last time we are going to have it. Or let me just think about it. Was that because I know that Janet and England or Great Britain isn't part of the EU anymore. And I know that the EU was supposed to change this thing with daylight savings. And I think this was the last this year for us. Or if it's going to be the last one this autumn, or when we change to the winter time again. So yeah, I don't really know, but I've read something about it. I think this is the last year. All the times is it's as I was thinking about it, this with all the time zones. I'm familiar with Eastern Standard Time. That I know, like that is kind of a no-brainer thing to me. But when it comes to all those other mountain time, central time, Pacific, and my brain, I can't handle it. It's really strange. But I do realize it must be really a challenge for all of you living in the US with all these different kind of time zones. And when I thought about it the first time, I realized, how are they going to deal with the TV shows? That was kind of strange. I don't look much on like TV shows. It's only we have a little thing on Fridays with the kids and things like that. But the first thought I had with this time thing was, what about the TV shows? So that was kind of strange. Even though I don't look at so many, I kind of follow everything uh, with the news, but I don't look at the news every day. Uh, but the game shows and everything. What about those? Don't forget about Wheel of Fortune or things like that. I don't even know if Wheel of Fortune is still on. Might be. Or East Enders or Coronation Street or all those kind of. I know that I've looked at Emmerdale's. That was my show. I looked for many years, but no, nowadays I don't really look at TV shows. I follow all of you on the live streams and things like that. That is kind of my TV. Let's see. I need to twist this a bit. So I hope that I get this going with the other leaves later today and tomorrow, and on Thursday we'll have most of it done. Just felt I needed to begin this today. As I knew that this will be kind of it was fun, but it's kind of a time consuming activity. This is the kind of activity that I have like uh, in the bedroom, or right before sleep, or early in the morning, things like that. And sometimes when I have um, some projects like this going. My one daughter, she likes cross stitching, so that is her thing. When sewing and things like that, she'll really love cross stitch. So that is the thing that she does. most of the time right now, really. So just going to leave it like that for now. And well, let's think about this for a minute. I'm going to cut some of it off. And maybe, I hope that it will be a thing, and you will be able to. Oh, Neighbors, I watched that, but that was like 20 years ago or something. Can you see all the episodes on YouTube? I was thinking about attaching this some way or another, and then if it's going, I don't really know. I think I'm going to try to attach it, and then in that case you will be able to form the actual pedal. So that will be a project of mine for tomorrow, really, to figure this one out and to make these for Thursday, or I will actually maybe leave one for us on Thursday, I was about to say. But this will be not the end result of this pedal, but just the outer lining. I will actually go up and do something like this with the remaining thread here. So, but I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your day, the ones that I know have a couple of hours left on the day. And for me, and maybe Janet, it will be time for bed soon. So we have done a little bit of this and that and everything today, and lots more scraps as always. It's a thing with that. You create things with the scraps, but you get more scraps. That is really strange, isn't it? We created this one for the prompt this week on my group on Facebook, Mrs. JJ and Friends. It was supposed to, or it is supposed to be the sun in any way, or I don't know. I decided to write this in Swedish because I thought that was what I was. I don't know, really. It just felt like I needed to. And warmth, that it says skina, it says shine, warmth, värme, and enjoy, njut. And those three words represent the sun to me. And oh, you are waiting up for Beth. Yeah, I do too, but I'm only going to be. I'm lurking actually on her, but I always look on replays. We did this one, Janet, for the what did you call it? ATC Pick 7 or something like that. And we create part of it anyway. These that I'm going to create the flower of the week, or the flower of this week for March. And then we made all of these This is also going to be an ongoing project. Loads of colors, three-dimensional thing that I will put up on my wall. So we did a little bit of this and that today. I hope you enjoyed, and tomorrow, until Thursday I was about to say, but it will actually be tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or the regular time, Thursday, 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and for all the replayers. Always lovely to have you. So I will see you. Bye.